is showing that it's already in. The massive retraces are likely over, and we're in the very best part of the crypto cycle. So from here, it isn't that it won't be troubled waters. This is crypto. That absolutely comes with the territory. But there are massive, massive gains ahead for those that find the right projects with incredible potential and wait till that potential is realized. And I have 3 to share today, and I will tell you what they are, what I like about them, and why. Stay tuned, because you do not want to miss this. Welcome to the Crypto Rain channel and our family. If you're looking for crypto news without context, if you're looking for panic selling or FOMOing in, you can find that in a lot of other places, but not here. If you, like me, came to crypto because you realized potential for life-changing gains over a longer period, like 4 to 8 years, and you're looking for discussions on becoming a solid, unshakable crypto investor, you're in exactly the right place and the right family, the Rainmaker family. The reason I created this channel is because I was once new to crypto 5 years ago. In fact, it's 6 now. And back then I was looking for a crypto channel and network or group that understood crypto as an investment and discussed important things like the investment cycles, specifically the investment cycle of crypto. I want to hear about projects and the pros and cons of those projects, the risks, the guesses at the upside if it came together, how good is the team, who's on the team, what's on their background. And I didn't find that kind of community, so, well, we created it. And then I say we because it's not just me anymore, it's a family of Rainmakers. And you see them here in the chat. You'll see some in our free Telegram group, and the link to that is below, and you will definitely find them in our private Patreon group that allows you access to our Rainmaker private Discord. And this is where the very best discussion and best info is. In fact, we just wrapped up our Friday pre-live streams, which we get a chat very one-on-one or personally with everyone on what's happening and what to look out for. I also recently released a course called Zero to Crypto Hero. Did you know that 95% of people don't get rich that come into crypto? Specifically, this is about what the 5% do that get crazy rich from crypto and how to do it. All right, let's go ahead and get this party started. Do note that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm specifically not your financial advisor either. I'm an investor myself. I'm here for the massive investment gains. In the last 6 years, I have financially changed my life, and I went from thousands to millions this last cycle. And I'm looking forward to what this next cycle is going to do because it's going to be massive. Now make it rain on that like button and strap in for the show. So the big question I get all the time is, Rain, what do you like? What are your top picks? And there are a lot of projects that I like. One of my favorite narratives is blockchain gaming, and I think there will be some massive gainers there. But today these picks are from DeFi and the Web3 narratives, because DeFi and Web3 will also change the world, and they will change finance forever. Now, this is part of the reason there is resistance on Capitol Hill in Washington. Entrenched interests feel threatened by the new technology that might remove the need for them. So that's why they feel threatened. Rather than innovate and compete, they then get politicians to try to gatekeep and slow down the new technology. Think of the horse and buggy days. And I know we weren't alive back then, but you've seen like videos and stuff. Well, they went through this iteration. There was this new thing called the horseless carriage or car. And guess what? The horse and buggy industry used their powerful political lobby and the politicians to try to shut down the innovation, which in the United States specifically, it pushed car development outside of New York, which was the hub. It had the main port, had, you know, New York and New York State was such a great place to try to locate this booming industry, but it didn't locate there. They had to go farther into the river all the way to Michigan to a place called Detroit because there was a politically friendly climate there where this new innovation could be built and explored. So they tried to hold it back, and all they really did was punish their own area, because guess what happens? Well, cars still happened. Didn't work out very well for the horse and buggy industry. Rather than innovate, they just tried to hold it back. So we're seeing this financial innovation is being pushed out of the US because of the federal reach of some of these US politicians. But this innovation is going to happen, and many US politicians are realizing it. In the meantime, some US judges are providing some clarity, and DeFi is coming in a big way. Now, we've been in a major bear market, so everything has been down, and almost everything is boring and has boring price actions. But that's not going to last. See, as humans, we tend to think what has been happening will continue happening. And that's why so many get totally surprised when the market flips around and they're totally out of position. Let me show you Tron back in the early months of 2017 when it was very, very boring. And I remember being new in crypto and somebody was telling me about Tron and how they missed. Hold on. There we go. And how they missed it, and I couldn't wrap my mind around it. So they had bought Tron way back earlier before CoinMarketCap even started tracking it. And Tron just traded sideways in 2017, and it was just up, and then it was down, and then it was up, and it was like, and it was very boring. And so I remember this guy with a YouTube channel was talking about how he had Tron and he just got tired of all the sideways and down action. And he sold it in around November 2017 because Bitcoin started taking off. And Bitcoin was hot. So Bitcoin had some gains. So he sold all his Tron to chase into Bitcoin. And let me show you what happened just after this. So it went from half a penny all the way to 20 cents. And that's just what this chart shows. It went higher than that. So essentially it went 40x. And he missed all of that. Why? Well, because he assumed because it had been acting boring and trading sideways, it was going to continue to be boring and trading sideways. And that is not how it happens. So let me get into my number 3 pick. What would you guess that is? Now, my picks today include blue chips. Why? Most people hold blue chips in their portfolio. I do not. I hold a little bit of one blue chip, which is Cardano, but I'm in the riskier stuff. This includes blue chips. And if I were holding a normal portfolio, this would absolutely be in that portfolio. If I were including blue chips, in fact, my 2 picks that are blue chips in this would absolutely be heavy in that portfolio. And that's why I'm bringing them up today. Don't think because I don't own them right now. It's not that I don't like them. I like them very much. I'm in the riskier section by far of crypto, but most don't have my risk profile. Black Indian, and it says Medicaid. That is not the one. Woohoo, we got the real Randy Chavez in here. What's up, brother? You're going to love one of my picks, Randy. It isn't Tommy, though. All right, let's get into what my number 3 pick is. And let me share with you. And that would be Chainlink. All right, well, it looks like they want to shut off my connection here. Now, why is Chainlink so interesting? I have the chart pulled up here. We'll look at some CoinMarketCap information on it as well. But why would Chainlink be on there? Well, the DeFi narrative hit summer of 2020. In fact, let me go back to that so I can show you what this looked like. Summer of 2020. See, Chainlink was doing nothing and actually went up some in the bear market, which is contrary to about everything else. So this is February 2019, January 2019. This is actually when I made my Axie Infinity Land investment, January 2019. Most everything continued down from here. Chainlink actually went up, but still it didn't go up massively until summer of 2020 when this DeFi narrative hit, because price oracles were so important in the DeFi narrative. And Chainlink is the number 1 price oracle, which is to say it's the provider of pricing information for DeFi apps. And this is a critical part of DeFi. And though I like some of the competitors coming into Chainlink, I don't see Chainlink losing their #1 spot. This was when they really took off, and DeFi became a big narrative, and it ran up and then it retraced some. And during the bull run of 2021, it went absolutely crazy all the way to $52. Well, now they're massively down from there, and they're trying to break out of this pattern. But you see how it's been trading sideways. This looks a lot like that Tron chart I showed you looked, where it's trading sideways like this, and it's very, very, very boring. Well, I don't think it's going to be boring for forever. So though my opinion is it will be difficult for Chainlink to go 100x from here, it does have the #1 spot as a price oracle in the DeFi space. So it has, in my opinion, lower downside risk than the riskier projects that could do incredible. See, their market cap is 4.4 billion. About 53% of their tokens are in circulation, which means there are more tokens that will come in circulation. But a big chunk of the pre-sale and all that kind of vesting has already happened. And I would be shocked if they don't hit at least their previous highs. In fact, do much better, because oracles are still extremely relevant as we move forward in DeFi. All right. Is audio skipping for anyone else? You guys hearing audio okay? Let me put my microphone closer, see if that helps. All right. Crypto Creative asks if Kopi is one of my other picks. That would be in the gaming space, and I won't be going into the gaming space today, but I do love Kopi. All right. Chris Ashby says audio is good for him. Let's jump to my #2 pick, and that would be Bumper. Now, you might have noticed on the bottom of the screen, Bumper is now one of our strategic partners of the channel. That's not why I'm covering them on this. In fact, before we finalized that agreement, it was already in the plan. I've been writing up this list, and I'll give you my top 3 projects that I like in the DeFi and Web3 space, as well as 2 bonus projects. And Bumper comes in at #2. Now, Bumper created a new way to protect the value of the crypto you hold. Bumper provides a more efficient way for fair price protection. It can also provide a real yield to those looking to get real yield from their stablecoins through providing that price protection. Now, some say, Rain, why don't you just use the stop loss? So a stop loss is a tool that's been out there for a long time, and it is a handy tool. However, anywhere, like if you've ever taken a position, say leveraged, or even a position, you put in a stop loss, and you were just sure that prices say we're going to go up, but you put in a stop loss to protect it. Well, often you're right, but right before it goes up, there's this strong wick down that wicks out all the stops, and then it takes off. And this has happened all the time. It's happened to me a number of times. So this prevents that. So you aren't going to get wicked out. So you can explore that further upside without any problems with getting wicked out. And Bumper did an algorithmic back testing of their solution versus using options to test efficiency of what kind of savings. Is it more efficient than using options? And found that the options pricing ended up being about 13% on average, and Bumper's price protection averaged 7% during that same period of time. So in other words, it was almost twice as efficient for protecting your position versus what you were paying for that protection. Now, at the end of the day, people will gravitate towards the solution that is easy, that is cheaper, and is more effective. Bumper's mainnet is going live soon, and we don't have the exact date. And prior to that going live, we don't know how well it will work. We don't know how good the interface will be, how simple it will be to use, so we have to make guesses. But if it does come out and they get their interface done well after a few iterations, and their pricing protection is cheaper and it's easy to use, then I can see their current market cap as ridiculously too little for what this can do. I mean, let's look at their current market cap. So we were looking at Chainlink's market cap at 4.4 billion. Bumper's market cap is at 7.2 million. And this is, both of these are in a bear market. So as Chainlink does well, its market cap will go up from this. And in the last bull run, projects that were enormous leader projects in their space hit a market cap into the tens of billions, 20 or 30 or 40 billion. And Chainlink could go back to that and maybe exceed it. Well, Bumper is innovating a new idea. So they're the first in this idea. If it ends up becoming really critical or important, like Chainlink's Price Oracle solution was, well, then Bumper might hit a market cap in the billions, which could leave a really strong upside for this if it comes together. And that's what has me very, very excited about it. And it's that risk to reward. There's more risk on projects like this than, say, a blue chip like Chainlink, for example, or even our number 3 pick we're going to look at. But there's way more potential upside if it does come together well. And we will be doing a Bumper token giveaway at the end of this, because that strategic relationship includes tokens to give away every month. And I'll be giving away a total of 500 Bumper tokens per month. And today we'll be giving away 250. So I'll have a question, and the first person to give me that answer will get that Bumper token. So do I own Bumper? Yes, because this is the range and the risk profile that I'm in a lot. I'm heavy on Bumper and there. Why? Because I believe in it myself, and I back that with my own holdings. All right. And I've owned it since I read their white paper 2 years ago. When I read their white paper, I was floored, and I've been looking forward to it, and I invested in it as early as I could, and I've dollar cost averaged in at these low prices it's been at. I mean, I like where the chart is. See this nice rounded bottom? That's a good thing. And some people are like, oh my gosh, it's 8 cents. They're freaking out. And it's like, look, if it comes down lower, that's okay. Then that's a good dollar cost average price put in. But this nice rounded bottom is a good sign that it's built a solid base to really go up from. All right. Who's ready for the number 1 pick today? It's been in the news a lot lately. And that pick is XRP. Bahrain, XRP just ran up, and yes, it did. We're going to take a look at it specifically. It did run up. It's the only crypto, if you think about it though, XRP is the only crypto that seems to have been deemed to not be a security when it sells on exchanges. So that precedent will probably help other projects, but it is specific to XRP. And this regulatory clarity is a big deal. Institutions can now come in. FedNow is launching on XRP with integration in XRP anyway. And I don't like the idea of FedNow, and I really don't like the idea of central bank digital currencies at all. We will have to fight those specific battles as they come, because they are coming, but XRP is not the problem. The current SWIFT system that takes weeks to send large amounts of money across different countries is absolutely terrible. The technology is decades and decades too old, and XRP makes it so we can transfer massive funds very quickly and very cheaply. And they don't have, well, they've been laying that infrastructure now for years and years and years. And I think XRP is going to see some massive gains. Now, do I own XRP? Well, I'm in riskier projects at this point. I've considered picking some up. I just really like these riskier projects that I'm in for the potential that's coming. But don't think that means I don't like XRP. I like it. And one of my communities in our private Discord laid out the case for why XRP could do 100x from here. And the case was very well researched and very compelling. It may even happen. And if it does, I 100% agree that that's why I take the riskier positions, because I was looking for 100x. So I am watching it closely. It is very tempting, because that's what I'm after, is the larger potential gains at the higher risk profiles. That case he made was compelling enough that I agree that what he laid out could actually happen. Now, because of the SEC lawsuit, it has held back XRP tremendously for the past 3 years. But now XRP has more regulatory clarity than any other altcoin in the space, and that is a fantastic thing. Let me share with you my screen. let's look at the price. So this was 2021. And so the price of XRP wicked down here to 10 cents, but really it was bouncing around this stage about 18 cents, and it maxed out at only 10x above that. Why? The lawsuit really neutered what XRP did in the last bull run. It didn't even exceed its previous highs of $3.40 that it hit in the previous bull run. In fact, it barely made it to a little above half of that. Why? Well, that SEC lawsuit. But now it has clarity. And look at this strong break to the upside, and it's got some consolidation coming in. I expect the future is going to look really bright for XRP. If I were holding blue chips, XRP would be heavy in that portfolio right now. Why? Because I feel like the risk is less than it's ever been with XRP. The upside is much higher than you get with most blue chips. And so it's a really strong blue chip, in my opinion, one of the strongest. And that's why I had to put it as number one in this, because for a blue chip to have the possibility to do 100x, that's pretty crazy. Now, some people are like, oh my gosh, 100x, that isn't even possible. It's difficult, but it isn't impossible. It isn't actually even near impossible. And some people say the market cap is so high. But the market cap is just when you take the current price times the circulating supply. And if people worldwide get behind XRP, sometimes that buy pressure far exceeds the sell pressure, and the market cap gets strongly irrational. Now that actually happened in the bull run of 2017, and XRP hit a market cap of over 200 million back then. It was higher than ETH's market cap. To believe it can't go 20x over where it was in 2017 is probably like believing Tesla couldn't 7x in price in 2021. It seemed impossible, yet it still happened. Now, I put myself in the camp of, I just don't know if it'll go that high. But in my opinion, one of the less risky altcoins with a significant potential upside, and that is a combination that puts it as my number one. Now, do know this crypto space is like navigating shark-infested waters. There are scam projects. There are projects with big ideas, but without the connections and leadership to pull it off. There are some projects that have great ideas, even good leadership. Their timing isn't right, and they fail. And so you're looking to do the best in these shark-infested waters. I did create a course of what I wish I had known when I started in crypto that would have saved me 18 months of learning. It would have actually saved me thousands of dollars in early losses because, well, I was new, as well as would have taught me how to be more efficient in analyzing projects to make better decisions, and better decisions would have massively amplified my gains. The course investment isn't very expensive to do, but this course is very, very, very expensive not to do. Now, some won't do it because they don't really understand investing in their own learning to become better investors. And that's okay. We aren't looking for those people. They won't gravitate towards this channel anyway. They probably won't even be around in the crypto space very long. Now, many of you are rightly committed to the space and committed to your knowledge and learning and going to become good in this space. All right, I want to include the 2 bonus tokens, and then we'll get to our giveaways because we have 2 giveaways today. The first runner-up in this bonus round is, well, I'll give you a hint. They're also a strategic partner, but that has nothing to do with a strategic partnership. I have full discretion with every one of my strategic partners as a condition that I can talk good or bad about them on this channel. And if I see something bad, I will call it out, but they wouldn't have ever made it through the vetting process of bringing them on this channel because I only accept less than 1% of the projects that reach out to me. If I didn't already think really, really highly of them, because I'm super selective on strategic relationships or any type of, especially if there's some kind of sponsorship arrangement, I'm extremely picky. Perhaps the most careful with strategic relationships of anyone on YouTube, because my goal with the channel is to have the richest audience in crypto, and bad projects wreck that goal. So on chain, is our runner-up today, our first runner-up. And it was the hottest new project of 2017 and 2018. And I remember people buying tokens from others who had them before they were tradable on the open market, and they were buying their positions for 10x over what the pre-sale price was. And keep in mind, there wasn't a smart contract they could set up with that. They had to trust that the person would send them those tokens once that person then got them. And yet it was still selling even with that risk for 10x over what the pre-sale was. Now, WanChain over the last 6 years has developed the best cross-chain bridge technology in crypto, and yet it is totally flying under the radar right now of most people. And this is exactly what an undiscovered gem looks like. WanChain has some of the strongest researchers and scientists in the crypto space that have been working tirelessly for 6 years, helping them to have the safest and best cross-chain bridge technology. And in this past year, it has all been coming together. Let's take a quick look at where things are with WanChain. And give me a second, I will pull that up. See, for their tier of project, their market cap is, in my opinion, massively undervalued all the way back down to the 40 million price range. Now, people are saying, oh my gosh, look how low they are. Well, actually, we have this nice W pattern forming with a low, a higher low here, and usually that is a fantastic indicator. In fact, there's a bigger W pattern here going all the way back to 2018 where it did top out. It doesn't fully reflect it, but the price did shoot over to $10. In the last bull market, DeFi didn't hit as strong as it could have. And a lot of their cross-chain bridge tech wasn't ready yet. So even though they got some gains, this last one, really a lot of their stuff has been rolling out really strong this last year and connecting up all these things. If you've been following their Twitter, you see like it's just announcement after announcement of exciting things. And I think their future is really, really bright. And the chart pattern looks fantastic. Now, a lot of their total supply is fully in circulation already. And so 196 million out of the 210 million are in circulation. So there's not a lot to be dumped on your heads by pre-sale investors or other things that might come out. And so I think this setup is extremely strong, and that's why they make it. It's tradable on Binance, Kucoin, CoinX. If you're in the US and you can't get any of those, they actually have their own bridge set up that you can send money through their bridge and get tokens that way. There's a lot of different ways to get WanChain. All right. Let's jump to my other runner-up altcoin. You ready for this? I've talked about it a little bit lately and done a partial dive into it, but this one is also on my mind. Now, the market cap's a little bit higher than my risk profile, though I do own a little bit of it. And let me share. That one would be Jasmine. And we're looking at the Jasmine token price here. And Jasmine, when people look at these charts, they're like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. The Jasmine coin has gotten wrecked. And I don't know about you, I like to buy cheap, guys. Now, there was this big narrative for those that are newer in crypto in the last 3 or 4 years that you probably don't remember this narrative very well because it did extremely well in 2017 and 2018. But it hasn't been on people's radar and mind much since then. But don't discount it. It will come back really strong because blockchain allows this to happen. We're going to see a change in how TVs and other electronics, maybe even refrigerators and other things work between electronics and appliances, the blockchain and cryptographical encryption. Because of cryptographical encryption in the blockchain, it greatly enhances what the internet can do while providing data privacy and protection. And one of the leading projects in what we call the Internet of Things narrative is Jasmine. Now, Jasmine is out of Japan and was founded by several Sony executives. Kunitake Ando, former president of the Sony Corporation, you don't get a bigger player than former president of the Sony Corporation. You also have Kazumasa Sato, who is a former CEO of SonyStyle.com, and several more high-powered executives. Based on their background at Sony, I believe they know and understand exactly where to take this Internet of Things narrative and these ideas that will enhance the capabilities of electronics. So the description on Jasmy is: the mission of Jasmy is to create an environment by shaping an infrastructure where users can easily, safely, and smoothly use data. Jasmy aims to provide its users with powerful infrastructure. Okay, so that gives us an interview. I can't say I understand everything about what Internet of Things hopes to do and what it will do. I would like trying to understand how it would change every part of our lives, but trying to understand that would be going back to the days of the internet when you had to hook up your phone line into the back of your computer and use the phone line to dial in to your internet provider at speeds that would take 10 minutes to load a simple web page. Trying to understand where that would go into a day like this is like you couldn't see that far in the future. And yes, I'm having a hard time seeing all the things that the Internet of Things can do. What I like is I understand that distributed ledger technology combined with cryptographical encryption will simply allow the internet to communicate information in a safer, more efficient format that is fully hard to now understand what all it can do. But what I know is former Sony execs probably understand how blockchain can improve capabilities of electronics and the data use related to what electronic devices need and use. And that makes sense to me. And it's the right time, the right team. And with the pricing where it's at the right time. And that's what has me so excited about this. Let me jump into the comments, see where you guys are at. Edson says, let's go bump. Chris Ashby says bumper. Max says Cardano. That is the only blue chip I do hold. All right. Max says XRP, web zombies, to the moon. We're at a great time. Most people don't realize it. Like, this is the perfect storm coming, and it's not here yet. And so it's still boring. Some people are in despair mode because of all that we've been through. And their brain is still telling them, hey, what's been happening is going to continue to happen forever. And they're believing it just because that's what they feel. But that's not how it works. And that's why you see in these market cycles, the psychology of markets. Let me share this. This is why so many people miss it, is because this has already happened. In fact, this bottom is already in. Now, could this happen again? Yes, it could. But that bottom, when Bitcoin broke to its lows, that set the bottom. We're about 2x over that price. And so we're around in this stage right here. And people wondering why I'm so excited. It's because I know exactly where we're at in the market cycle. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take to get to this euphoria, this belief, thrill, euphoria. I know it's coming. And we're in this depression stage and hitting this disbelief that you'll see as we go up some more. You'll see more people saying, oh, this is a sucker's rally, because they're still in this depression mindset that what has continued is going to continue to happen, and don't get excited because it's just going to reverse on this. You're seeing some of those types of narratives and dialogues playing out. Like, this is human emotions and how they react to the market and what causes the market to do what it does. And this is why the pendulum swings too far to the upside and then too far to the downside and then back to too far to the upside. And this is why investors like us can make so much money, whereas most people don't, because they won't take the time to understand the market cycle. They won't take the time to understand how everyone else is wrong on this and learning how to think like an investor. They think they're just a crypto person. Don't just be a crypto person, be an investor who's learning about how it applies to crypto to make money on crypto, so that you can be in the right place at the right time. You are in the right place at the right time, but are you making the right decisions? Because that will determine your future wealth. Cloud Macro says one chain is very, very, very good. I agree, especially with all those varies. Everything to the moon. You're not wrong there. in the greater bull market, they say a rising tide rises all boats, and that's true. I'm in the riskier positions because they tend to rise even more, and I want that run up. But yes, all right. So let's go to our first giveaway, and our first giveaway is OneChain. Now, OneChain's been good to us, and we've had a strategic relationship with them for over a year now. And they give us one for giveaways on our Friday live streams. And today we have 500 won to give away. Now, as a little hint, stay up to date on one. It will greatly help you increase your chances of winning. And the easiest way to stay up to date with them is their Twitter. As far as the answer, here's how it has to work. Number one, because you can't put your wallet address in the feed, it will like edit it out. So whoever the winner is, we'll have to communicate on Telegram so I can get your OneChain address. Your MetaMask interacts with OneChain, and so it can be as simple as your MetaMask address, or if you know what a One wallet is and you have that, you can use that as well. But most people use their MetaMask address, and then they learn how to connect it to the OneChain. But here is the question, and I have to go off with the first person that gives me the answer that shows up on my screen, because, well, if you put it in, it's going to show up on your screen first because there's no delay there, and others will show up later. So it doesn't count if it shows up first on your screen. It has to hit my screen first. Okay, so OneChain tweeted a way to get early access to the new pillar of the OneChain ecosystem. And there are 3 steps. Give me the first word in each of those 3 steps, and the first person to do that wins. Put all of them, please, in one comment. Mr. Tactics 26 said, I bought your course recently. Great data so far. That's great to hear. I did try to make it time conscious, so it was impactful. It's about 2.5 hours worth of video on what I wish I knew when I was new. And I've taken a long time and thought into what is most impactful. So I'm glad you're liking it. All right, we're starting to see some responses in there. Ryan S., you are our winner. Let's double check that. Here's the tweet. July 19th, want early access to the new pillar of the OneChain ecosystem. Like, join, and complete. So complete any cross-chain transaction at bridge.onechain.org. Join the One Telegram and like this comment with hashtag we are all connected. Like, retweet it, and then comment hashtag we are all connected. Fantastic. So if you haven't done this, go ahead and do these steps. And Ryan S., you've got my Telegram, so shoot me a message with the wallet address you want me to send to that. And this will be our first month giving away bumper. Now, this question is hard. So it's going to be hard for those that haven't followed bumper closely already. Sometimes they'll be easier and sometimes they'll be hard. So let's all congratulate Ryan S. for winning that one, which is awesome. Now, OneChain sends me the one directly, so I already have it, so I can send it to you. But with Bumper, they're going to have me send your information to them, and they're going to send it directly to you as the winner. So, same rules. First person that gives me the answer and that shows up in my chat. But then we'll have to interact on Telegram so that I can get your wallet address and the other information that they need so that they can send you. And it will be 250 bump. Now, right now, 250 bump, well, that's worth about $25 or $20. Now, where I expect Bumper to be in the future, significant. I hope it does well over $10. At that point, 250 bump is extremely significant. That is a big down payment towards a car. That is a lot of things. So hold on to that bump. Do not sell it while it's so cheap. Wait. Just wait. All right, you all ready for the question? Right now, Bumper is providing a liquidity mining solution for people to provide Uniswap liquidity of USDC and the Bumper token. What epoch are we on right now? First person that gives me that answer is our winner. I know that this is a difficult question, and if you're new, it's going to be hard for you to get this. All right. Chris Ashby. Fast hands. Good job, Chris Ashby. All right. I know I have your information. So yeah, message me though your wallet address and I will get that information over to the Bump team. Yeah, Sailing also got it right. Chris was our first. Good job, brother. Yeah, I'm looking forward to where Bumper can go. And what I like about this project is I don't see a lot of projects that could go 1000x. Now, I don't know if Bumper will. I sure hope it does. It's one that potentially has the potential. What they're doing, it improves one of the best price protection innovations that's happened in the last 100 years. It happened 50 years ago with figuring out how to price options so that people could use them for downside price protection, upside price protection, and other things. But that innovation was 50 years ago. In Bumper, it's kind of simple what they do, but not simple. It's only possible because of smart contracts. And they'll be launching coming up on ETH and then possibly make that available on other chains coming up after that. If this comes together and works, the upside potential is massive. Now, a few years ago, I invested in a project nobody was talking about at the time. I didn't have the YouTube channel. If I did and I covered it, people would laugh at me because they hadn't heard of it. And that project was Axie Infinity. And I said, this new idea could be revolutionary. I don't know if it will be, if the team will make it all the way to win the next bull market. But if it comes together, it could go huge. And I was right. It went about 3000x from where I bought at. And I didn't even buy at the bottom. Had I bought at the bottom, it would have been about a 9,000x from the bottom to the top. So Bumper, I put in that same category. I don't know if it's all going to come together. I feel like they have the right team. Their team is exceptional. In fact, join us next week. We have some amazing guests coming on. Jonathan from Bumper will be joining us again on Monday. Specifically, that will be Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. So I'll be joining Around the Blockchain at 3 p.m. Pacific. And that usually goes for an hour to 2 hours. And then just after that, I'll have an interview with Jonathan. Jonathan will be doing a YouTube interview with us for 45 minutes. And then he will actually be joining our private Discord for a private chat there right after. So if you're already a Patreon member and you make sure you're connected up to the Discord, it should automatically unlock it. But if you have any problems, let me know, because then we're going to connect up through the Discord and Jonathan's going to join us for a private chat there. Also later, we then have Melv coming on Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific. And I'm asking Ken from Melv to also stay on after. So the reason I set up these private chats, in fact, the reason I do the interviews, because I was new to this space forever, and interviews were my favorite way to get good information on a project. And most channels don't do a lot of interviews. I feel like the interviews are the very best information. I want to see and hear what the vision of the actual team is themselves. I want to hear them describe what's going on with their project. I want to see them. And so that's always been a huge reason for my channel, is to be able to have those interviews. This ability to have them for the private chat after in the Discord is a new thing. It's been great, but our audience is big enough. Our Discord is big enough that I've been able to get a lot of these people on after. So if you've considered joining our Patreon, join it. You'll see that there's a lot of other fantastic people in there with great alpha and great information and great insights. It will really enhance your crypto journey. All right. Some of you guys I know are in the Discord. Are you guys liking it? Do you see the value? There is a gate on it in that it costs $20 a month. Does that feel like that's a lot of money, or does it feel like you get way more value than what you pay? That I have told this story before, so if you've heard it, just bear with me. I used to throw free parties back when I was single and I lived in this nice big house with a bunch of roommates. It wasn't even expensive to live there because we split it between 6 people. And I would throw these big parties and I didn't charge anything for it because it was about the networking out of the parties, not trying to make money from it. But there were just whiners and complainers and creeper guys that would scare off all the pretty girls because they were like creepy that would come. And so I started charging $20 and I would front load some money to buy food and everything. So I didn't really make money on the $20. It was about putting a gate on things. And what's funny is once I started charging $20, none of those people, the complainers or whiners or weird people that would scare away all the girls came. It was just high quality people. And so that's why we have a gate to our Discord, because it's people that are most serious about this. And you see in the comment section of videos and Telegram all the time, totally non-serious people making really dumb arguments about why, I hear all the time, such and such project is a dead project. And they just don't understand what they're talking about. We don't get any of that in the Discord. Sailing says incredible value. Chris Ashby says the Discord is definitely worth it. So in the Discord, it looks like, so that's how you knew what epoch it was. That's awesome. There is a lot of stuff that gets discussed in the Discord that never comes out in the YouTube. That is where I'm at pretty much on a daily basis, though I also jump into the Telegram a lot. Sometimes in the Telegram, I have to respond to dumb comments that I just can't let go, because when people are new, they don't realize, some people make arguments that seem like they're meaningful, but the substance behind it is terrible. And those are the ones I feel for the new people I have to respond to. So sometimes in Telegram, you'll see this big response to something. And that's just trying to save new people from the idiots who will take you out. And there's a lot of that. They don't know what they're talking about, but they know enough to sound like they do. They just are new to investing in crypto and they think they know something. And so they have all these reasons why XYZ project is dead, but the reasons aren't real reasons they would be dead. It's just the price is down. Think of that guy who sold Tron. Though he had a YouTube channel, he was new to investing. And he sold Tron because it seemed dead because nothing was going on and it was boring and like things are happening. So he sold it like literally 2 days before it took off. He just didn't know what he's talking about. But he probably would have made a really strong argument for why he wasn't staying in it right as he was selling it. And he might have even made a lot of other people sell it at absolutely the worst time because they just don't know what they're talking about. They're new to investing. They're new to crypto too. And they haven't realized what they don't know yet. And they don't understand investing in cycles. And like, there are projects that die in this space. There are dead projects. There are projects that aren't going to make it. But like usually it's because the team is going away in handcuffs, or the team has quit, or the team is never revealed their identities and all of a sudden they disappear. That is a dead project. Cool. All right, everyone, we're at 50 minutes. I've got a little bit of time. Any questions that you have, anything you want me to look at before we wrap up? So if there's a project you want me to dig into, I've got 5, maybe 10 minutes. I can do that. I'm excited. The strategic partners that I have, I like them a lot, and glad to have Bumper working with us. I'm extremely cautious. I got reached out to Doctor of Stuff. You can ask him. For a while, I had him when it was totally crazy in the last bear market. I had everyone message him directly, and so he got hit with all the stuff. And he saw that I just was saying no almost all the time, because it has to be something, a good project with good leadership, that I believe in their narrative, that also I think their project is at a good price before I can say yes. All right. Well, if no questions, that's cool. I'm going to play the Rainmaker rap. All you guys know what this is about. This is just a fun way to reinforce the principles behind solid investing. I didn't make up these principles, but I did write the words to this. I just had Charlie, who's out of the UK that does rap. I had him perform it for me because you guys don't really want to hear me rap. It wouldn't have been good. I got one comment that popped in. What is my opinion on VeChain? I will take this question since I had asked. Let me jump into it. I like VeChain. They've been out of the narrative for a while, and I like it when something's out of the narrative for a long while. And their price action gets very, very boring because I like buying when it's boring. So they've absolutely been punished. I think they're a solid, strong project. Their market cap is at 1.4 billion. So they're solidly in the blue chip phase. They're way down from their previous highs. They were all the way up at 26 cents. They're down 90-something% from where they were, and I think they have a solid future. So I think Jasmy and VeChain will probably hit about the same time. Different purposes by different industry experts. Definitely along the lines of the Internet of Things and some of the things blockchain can do, and definitely at a really low price right now. I especially like that if you're holding their token, you also get VeChain Thor. So it's a double win. You can get on Binance, you can get on Kucoin and Bitfinex. So those are the major markets they're on. Good suggestion. I like VeChain a lot, and I've liked it for a long time. Thanks for that question, Max. All right, this wrap, it's for all of you guys. Enjoy. We'll see y'all soon. Oh, join us Monday because it's going to be a great interview. And then Wednesday with Mel, we have a lot of great stuff coming on. And then around the blockchain where I joined Jordan, we do have a way that we broadcast it to my channel too. And we talk a lot about OMI and other things there. Thanks, guys.
Came into the space chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, you buy before you could. Was told to buy when it was pouring like a rainmaker should. I buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss. Cause I always make the time in mind. I stick the one out cause I'm patient like that. And I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments, I don't leave with my heart. The principles are simple, to leave in a mark. Buy when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. That's when I was selling, got parabolic and dump it. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Time is never better, the time like the present. This next 5 years is a gift and it's feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, studying to know that nothing comes easy, but with knowledge the game show. Sticking out this road cause soon will come a bear market. Learning and growing, and when it's slow will be the target. They say it's come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. Sticking around, the time is better. I'm strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. 2 years time, the ball will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. Let go of the hate, say the haters be crapping. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. This game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, the time to slow down. Addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough, and that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.